Everyone praised her that day. Nobody noticed she had disappeared inside the applause. The me within me. This is not just her story. Maybe somewhere it is yours too. The house smelled of ghee, incense, jasmine flowers, and freshly roasted spices. By 6 in the morning, the kitchen was already alive. Steam rose from giant vessels lined across the counter. The pressure cooker hissed in intervals. Somewhere in the backyard, vessels clanged against stone as the maid washed them hurriedly. The sound of devotional songs floated softly from the living room television. Ananya stood near the stove, stirring the payasam slowly. Amma, should I cut more coriander? Her daughter asked from behind. Yes, a little more. Ananya replied automatically without turning. Her voice was calm. Her hands were quick. Her mind was already 3 rooms ahead. Did the priest arrive? Were enough chairs kept outside? Did someone switch on the water motor? Who would serve sweets first? The annual family puja happened every year in their house. And every year, the responsibility somehow settled naturally onto Ananya's shoulder. Nobody officially gave it to her. She simply carried it better than everyone else. And somewhere along the way, efficiency had become identity. By 8:30, relatives started arriving. Silk saris rustled through the hallway. Gold bangles clinked softly. Children ran between legs, carrying half-eaten bananas and excitement. The house slowly filled with movement, noise, and warmth. Ananya, where should I keep these flowers? Ananya, did the coconuts arrive? Ananya, the priest is asking for turmeric. She moved from one corner to another without pause, smiling, arranging, solving. People often said she had a special energy. What they meant was she noticed everything before anyone else had to. By the time the puja began, she had not sat down even once. Still, she looked beautiful. At least that is what everyone said. Someone stopped her near the entrance. Wait, her cousin said, holding up a phone. Stand near the lamp. The light looks so nice. Ananya adjusted the pallu of her sari and smiled softly. Click. Another relative joined. One more photo. Smile properly. You look so graceful. You manage everything so effortlessly. Effortlessly? The word almost made her laugh, but she smiled instead. Because women like her learned early that exhaustion should never be visible during celebrations. The ritual continued. The priest chanted loudly while smoke from the homa rose slowly into the air. Her husband sat near the fire discussing something with an uncle in between mantras. The children looked bored. The older women compared jewelry and recipes in hushed voices. And through all of it, Ananya moved quietly like an invisible thread, stitching the entire day together. Someone's coffee was too cold. Someone needed extra chutney. Someone forgot their medicine upstairs. Someone's child spilled juice. Every small disturbance landed softly in her hands, and she handled all of it before it became visible. That was her gift, or maybe her conditioning. By lunchtime, banana leaves covered the dining hall floor in neat rows. The guests began eating. This sambar is excellent. Who made the sweet? Everything is perfect. Ananya has managed so beautifully. Again and again, the praise came toward her like flower petals. And slowly, something inside her softened. Maybe this is love, she thought quietly. Maybe this is what I meant to matter. For a few moments, she allowed herself to believe it. A relative touched her arm gently. You are truly the backbone of this family, she said warmly. Backbone. Ananya smiled with lowered eyes. No one noticed how tightly she was holding the serving spoon. After lunch, more photographs followed. Family photos, women's photos, children's photos. One picture with everyone laughing loudly. Another pretending to candidly serve food. Ananya stood wherever people asked her to stand. Near the lamp, near the rangoli, near her husband, near the elders. She smiled in every frame. And somewhere between these photographs, she disappeared a little more. By evening, the house slowly emptied. Cars left one after another. The laughter faded. The music stopped. Only the aftermath remained. Used vessels, half folded chairs, smudged rangoli, silence. Her husband stretched his arms lazily and said, Finally over. Good function. Then he went inside to sleep. The children disappeared into their rooms. The maid had already left. Ananya stood alone in the dining hall, holding a stack of steel plates against her chest. For the first time that entire day, nobody needed anything from her. The silence felt strange, heavy. She placed the plates near the sink slowly. Then another set, then another. Halfway through wiping the dining table, her body suddenly stopped cooperating. Not dramatically, not visibly, just stopped. Her fingers loosened around the cloth. Her shoulders dropped, and before she realized it, she was sitting on the floor. The cold tiles pressed against her skin through the sari. The entire house was finally quiet. And inside that quiet, something rose slowly to the surface. Not sadness, not anger, something emptier. Her chest tightened softly. She looked around the room, the same room everyone had praised a few hours ago. Perfect house, perfect function, perfect woman. Then why did she feel like she was vanishing inside it? The question frightened her because nothing was technically wrong. No screaming, no chaos, no disaster. Only a tired woman sitting alone on the floor after everyone had eaten, smiled, praised, and left. Ananya leaned her head back against the wall and closed her eyes. A strange sentence escaped her lips before she could stop it. I can't do this anymore. The words hung quietly in the air. Even she did not fully understand what they meant. Do what? Cook, manage, smile, exist like this? She did not know. The ceiling fan spun above her steadily, unconcerned. From inside the bedroom, she could hear her husband snoring softly. The house rested peacefully. Only she remained awake inside herself. After a few minutes, she opened her eyes. Then, like always, she stood up. She folded the chairs, cleaned the vessels, packed the leftovers, wiped the counters, locked the doors. The world would wake up tomorrow expecting the same version of her again, and most likely she would become that woman once more. But something had shifted today, very slightly, very quietly. A small awareness had opened its eyes inside her, and once awareness wakes up, it never fully sleeps again. Sometimes women are praised the most when they are disappearing silently. The world often celebrates a woman's strength without noticing how much of herself she buried to become it. Awareness does not begin with rebellion, it begins with a quiet question: why do I feel empty inside a life that looks full?